everyone! Have you ever wanted to learn a new language? Or have you ever wondered what it would be learning a new language if you would have one of these things? Time. Do you feel that you don't have time for learning languages? Because this is the main reason why people don't start learning a language that they would like to. Second thing is money. Do you feel that you would need more money than you have to learn language? You know, for all the lessons, all the equipment, all the books, dictionaries, everything. Do you feel that you just don't have head for the languages and therefore you can't remember things as easily and you just get bored fast? Believe me, none of these are the real reasons, because if you know how to learn languages and what works for you, it couldn't be easier. I tell you how I learned languages, and I really hope that you can take some examples of it or take some tricks from my book and use them for yourself, because I really love learning languages, and every now and then I take a new language that I decide that suddenly I want to study for some reason. Who knows why? Maybe I saw a movie that I liked in this language. Maybe I suddenly got interested of the cuisine of this country. But really, I don't really need a huge reason to start learning the language, because I just love learning all the languages, and this is just so exciting if I can say something in a language that I just didn't know a few days ago. So yeah, that is reason enough for me. The only thing that you really need to start learning a language is the will. You really need to want to learn this language, and that's all. That is all that you need. And I tell you how I'm learning the languages. I think that the best way to learn a language quick and easy and by having fun is to just immerse yourself in this language. Just drown yourself in it. Just throw yourself in it every way that you can. For example, dictionary. The most boring thing, isn't it? But fear not, because you have the way of making it interesting. All you need to do to make your vocabulary better is do something like this. This, for me, is the number one thing for learning the languages. Easy accessibility. If you're standing in the queue somewhere, if you're just walking down the street, if you're waiting on the phone, you know, to talk to somebody and they're not answering, or there's some kind of hold up, you know, the way they're like, press 1 if you want to talk to this person, press 2 if you want to talk to this person, and then they play you the music for 5 minutes and you're just sitting there with your phone and you have absolutely no idea when they're going to answer. Why not pull out these from your pocket? On one side it says a word, say in Italian. So this word is pipistrello, and on the other side there is the translation in your language. For example, bat in English. So using these little things, it couldn't be easier, because you just put them in your pocket, and every time that you are stuck doing something, or actually not doing nothing, pull them out, check a word, memorize it. There are so many times in the day when you're not doing anything at all and you think that you're doing something. For example, when you're waiting in the queue to use the bank machine, when you're waiting in the queue to buy something in the shop. But really, all these little moments are the times when you can pull one of these out of your pocket and just memorize the next word. And seriously, you do not imagine how many words you can go through in a day, because there's so many hidden moments like that. You're literally just walking down the road, pull them out of your pocket, just check one, and there you go. In a day, you are going to learn so many new words, and believe me, there will be the time when you will use them. To know what words you have already learned, what words you have already written on the paper, because you're going to forget which words you have written on the paper if you have already hundreds of them. Just take a pencil and mark them off in your dictionary or whatever book you're using. Therefore, you can't waste too much time writing down the same word twice. Have fun learning the language. Watch the TV shows in this language. The funnier the better, the easier the better. And believe me, you will get the knack of the language, even though if you don't understand anything that they're saying, you will still get the flow of the language, you will get into this, and you will eventually start understanding as well if you're using all these ways of learning in the same time. Also, have fun by exploring the magazines in this language. Don't take the highly scientific magazines because they're too hard to understand at first. If you want, go on, but really it is a little bit too much at first. Take something like Cosmopolitan or some other magazine that is easy enough, that doesn't have big technical words in it. Just have fun. This is my Italian Cosmopolitan from November 2005. Also, if you have Android or smartphone, use the apps. Download some cool apps for learning language. If you get bored of them, download some new one. But do not believe any app that says that this is the only thing that you need for learning language, because you don't. There is no one app that will teach you to speak the language fluently, or at least I haven't met or seen one. So yeah, I still think that you should combine many different ways. Plus also, with the apps, you can't just start it straight away everywhere. You can't use the phone everywhere. You don't have time to even open your phone everywhere. While with these ones, you always have time to pull one out from your pocket. So yeah. Another thing, to have fun and to learn more about the culture, which makes it more fun for you to learn the language, is, for example, learning something else about the country or the language that you want to learn. How about cooking something cool? How about learning something about their culture by reading their history? All these kind of things, they are not straight to do with the learning language, but they help you because they just make it so much more fun. You're going to understand their culture more, and therefore you want to learn the language more as well. Also, do try to listen to the language and do try to talk to this with somebody. If you don't know anybody who is from that country, then how about getting the CD or something to hear the language? If you have the TV channel that is in this language, that is brilliant because you can already learn that. If you're watching some movie from the DVD and it has the subtitle choice in this language, put these subtitles on. Without noticing, you are going to learn new words from there. This is a given. It is going to happen. You don't even notice how you're reading the subtitles, but you are going to learn something from there. Also, YouTube is great for that. It's full of people who are doing videos in the language that you want to learn. So just watch them. Just jump into this language and just sponge everything you can, absolutely everything from everywhere. And main thing, just don't forget that actually you are having fun. That this is not a work, and you don't need to start with the grammar. Do have the grammar book, do learn the grammar, but do not force yourself to do this, because little kids, when they are learning their first language, which is their mother tongue, they are not going to learn this from the grammar books. This is dry, this is boring for most of people, and you don't want to do that. And this is why so many people in school just don't want to learn the language that is taught to them, because it's just pushed into them with the boring grammar, and they start with the grammar. Don't start with the grammar. Start with having fun, and grammar comes on its own. I promise you that. This is my experience learning the languages, and I really hope that tomorrow you are going to make some of these and some of these and have them in your pockets, pull them out whenever you want, and you will start learning the language you have always wanted to learn. So, thank you for watching this video, and I hope you got some tips from it. Or should I say, grazie.